Hello guys, Matthew here and welcome back again to the Tactic YouTube channel. It's been a while since I've looked at an SSD, especially a 2.5-inch one. My last review of it was half a year ago. You can check it out in the right top corner. That's mostly due to market slowing down, and that was caused probably by the NAND flash shortage and their price of production going up, dragging the prices of SSD products themselves also up. Despite of that, ADATA just recently introduced their new addition to their latest high-end offering for their XPG sub-brand called the SX950. As you can see here, I have the 240GB model, which is actually the smallest capacity for this series, but you can also find it in 480 and 960GB of capacity. From the outside, it's just your normal looking 2.5-inch SSD with some graphics on the front, partially aluminum housing instead of completely plastic one, which is more common nowadays, especially for lower end models, and of course the SATA 3 data and SATA power connectors. In the bundle you'll get a 3.5-inch to 2.5-inch conversion tray, some screws and a standoff frame, and that's basically it. I would also like to mention the 6 years of warranty, which is a pretty decent number, although odd, but definitely a point of advantage for ADATA, cause usually you'll get 5 years, but then again this was expected since this is a high-end model and they tend to get anywhere from 5 to 10 years of warranty. As for the insides, the SX950 carries Micron's latest 3D MLC NAND flash, combined with 128MB of Nania's DDR3L cache and 4-channel Silicon Motion's SM2258 controller. Putting it to the test, first I did some benchmarking on it using it as an empty drive. Here you can see some pretty decent results throughout your standard set of software utilities for SSD testing, and overall the SX950 seems to deliver its on paper claimed performance. Sequential read speeds are well over 500 MB per second, both in compressed and uncompressed data testing, while the write speeds are hovering sometimes below, sometimes above that same number. IOPS figures are also good, and the only real complaint I have is pointed at the 4K read speeds, which are oddly low. After I was done with that portion of my testing, I did a clean Windows install onto it and filled it with few games. I've measured how long it takes to boot to Windows desktop after motherboard's BIOS post was finished, and that took just under 8 seconds. Loading up Metro Last Light benchmark was done just under 8.5 seconds. Doom Foundry map for the arcade mode gameplay took around 11 seconds to load, and lastly Tom's Clancy The Division benchmarking sequence was loaded in around 9.5 seconds. I also redid my synthetic benchmarks, now with the drive being pretty topped off. As you can see, its performance slightly drops off, which is to be expected, but nothing to be alarmed or that you will actually be able to feel that difference in your everyday use. Overall, the SX950 will perform as any other well-reputable SSD on the market, but while also delivering a bit above your average synthetic performance compared to those run-of-the-mill models like their SP550 for example. For this kind of performance, bundle and 6 years of warranty, you'll have to set aside 20 to 30% more compared to those more value-oriented SSDs out there, just like the SP550, so you will have to decide, is that worth it to you? As a final note, I would also like to point out that ADATA has a management utility called SSD Toolbox for their models, which has a pretty playful looking design compared to others. Here you can browse through your basic information like smart table, see your used capacity, drive's health, number of total written terabytes on it, and so on. You can also do diagnostic scans for it, update firmware of the drive and the Toolbox software itself. There's also some optimization tools available for it like Superfetch or Prefetch. That's it guys for this time from me. Thank you once again for watching. Feel free to toss me a thumbs up if you like what you saw, that really helps me a lot. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this product or if you want to leave your suggestions, and of course feel free to subscribe for content further down the line, or you can just check out some of my other videos from before. Until then, catch you later guys.